I had goosebumps from head to toe. It is a proud moment for me to get a medal for the country. So whenever a female athlete speaks, most of the people say that, oh, she's bored.
Swimming in general puts the athlete into the public eye.
The investment, the support, the financial part that is missing, and that's why I think women athletes fear to doing a professional sporting career, competing nationally, internationally. Because people will say, if you care about what all they say, then you can't really succeed. While growing up, it was always like, I belong there as much as anyone else.
Because लाख में भी एक medal जीतता है. Welcome to HerSide, a female-led podcast that brings out stories about women in India, unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetically raw. I'm Aditi.
And I am Lalima, and today with us at the HerSide Podcast we have Bhavya Sachdeva, who is a professional swimmer, and she recently made history by becoming the first ever female swimmer to win a medal at an Asian Championship, where earning a bronze medal. And to her name, she has various representations across the international level and the national level as well. And today, in this episode, we're going to be diving deep and understanding the journey and what it takes to be a professional and represent the country at this level. So, welcome, Bhavya.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
We're happy to have you, and we're really looking forward to this conversation. I guess we would like to start with you taking us back to when swimming started for you and how you got into swimming and how did you end up choosing it as a sport?
So I think I was introduced to the pool when I was barely 2 years old
Oh,
by my father, who's an Arjuna Awardee in swimming, and I think just water just became my natural second home, I would say. So yeah, I think I learned how to swim when I was 2, but professionally took it seriously when I was 7 years old. So I played a lot of sports, including badminton, basketball, skating, swimming, and whatnot. But I just ended up being in the water.
Yeah.
I was 7.
That is lovely, right? Honestly, swimming at such a young age and sports at such a young age is not a common thing in India.
Yes.
So I would say kudos to your parents, but tell us more about your background, like where you come from, and how swimming became such a big part of your life.
Honestly, so when I was like 2, 3 years old, I never thought that I'll be going into very professional sporting career. It was just like more of fun and like just being in the water. And even I think when I started my professional training when I was 7, even that time it was more of like enjoyment and passion, not just like winning medals for my state or for the country. But I think my first medal, I think after the first medal, so I won a bronze medal in the sub junior nationals in the year 2017. It was in Pune, and I won a bronze medal there. I think that was the turning point in my career when I thought that I could also aim higher and push my limits more and get the medal for my state. And yeah, from that time, I think the childhood joy just became to a like lifelong passion and a very serious pursuit. So yeah, that's how it came, and it was very funny incidents with my mom. I think I don't remember anything. She told me that after playing all the sports, I came back to swimming saying that you sweat a lot in all the other sports. So in water you do sweat, but you don't come to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I just came back to swimming, and since then I'm just swimming.
Yeah, that's so cute. You just described
described that you won like your first medal in 2018, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So take us back to that feeling. Like, what was it like? Like, you're a woman athlete and you won that first medal. Like, what is that feeling of like winning the first medal, and how did it feel like when you won that medal and you looked back onto your journey that you'd been, that you were thrown into the pool since you were like 2 years old?
Oh yes. So yeah, if I go back to that time, again, it was never about winning medal, because it was like I think 5 days of competition, and every single race I was just coming fourth, fifth, and on the last day, so that time the power skin was very new, like, so we wear like a very skin tight costume, which is like the power skin. It was a very new thing, and I used to race in my normal V-shaped costume, like the one we practice in, the training suits. So like my dad just took me to the shop in that stadium. So there was like the speedo shop, like kind of like a small, you can say like an outlet store or something. Yeah. So he took me there. He's like, you can choose whatever you want, but I want a medal this evening. And well, I didn't expect any medal. I was like, okay, I like this design. I'm gonna go with this, and I wore that, and I don't know how, but I just touched the wall and I looked at the clock, and it was third, and I was like, whoa, yay! I was so happy. I never expected that, and I think that year only one medal for Delhi. I think only one. I won the only medal for Delhi, and yeah, I mean, if I see swimming in Delhi, it's not that popular, and I don't see people taking swimming as a sport. But of course, over the years, it has grown, it has improved a lot. But still, at that time, there were very few swimmers coming from Delhi, especially more towards south, Bangalore, Mumbai. Yes, they do. So winning that only medal made the happiness double, and because then the state celebrates you because you are the only one. So I think just adds up to everything. So it's just very tough to explain that. You can see on my face. It's just that.
So being the only one and then being a female athlete,
Yes.
that I think
Yes, that adds.
value to it.
That does add.
And also, when did you like start representing like the country and like start competing internationally, and like when you like wore that Indian badge, like you just knew like you were representing the country, like what was that feeling like for you?
So it was 2019 Asian age group, which was in Bangalore that year. And last minute, so there was a 1 month camp previous to that Indian camp. So we train, we do the gym, we do the sessions, everything in that camp. So like the whole Indian team does. So there was this small selection just before, I think 1 week before the race, and there was like this system of weeding out some swimmers. And once you're like so excited, oh finally I'm there in the team, and then when you hear this that, oh no, like you need to prove yourself again. So they had the small trials inside the camp, and so we had to race, I think if I'm not wrong, 200 meters. I sprinted like anything. But I am a long distance swimmer. I'm like mostly swimming 400, 800 and 1500, and but I just gave it all, and I was there in the team at the end. So it was like once you wear that jacket, the t-shirt where the India is written, I think that is just something else. Can't be compared to anything else. And like recently, once I like won the medal for the country, and being the only female athlete, it was something I just can't explain in words. It is. I mean, it is a proud moment for me to get a medal for the country. So
I think that feeling only athletes can understand.
Yes.
Because it's like when we're young, we never think about these things, but then it's somewhere in your journey growing up, it becomes translated. That fun becomes translated into wearing the Indian flag, and I think that's why we have the flag on the wall. Over here. I feel for me, and I think Dalima would resonate as well, like winning for the country or just wearing that flag means so much. And we're so happy to hear that.
Thank you so much.
apart from that, so you mentioned your father.
Yeah.
He's an Arjuna Awardee, and it seems like he played a very important role in your life.
Yes, he
So
did.
can you elaborate on that?
So I think while growing up, of course, I was introduced to water very early, and but like my parents never pressurized me to compete in any sports. It was all about that you need to be fit. You need to at least just play it for fun, like just to enjoy. They never forced me to compete in any sport, but it was at the end it was my choice to enter into that swimming world of like competitive swimming. And I think if he wouldn't have put me in the water that time, I don't think I would have been here now. I think both my mom and my dad, their sacrifices have been so much. I mean, I also can't imagine, do in the future if I need to sacrifice something like this, it's going to be very hard for me also to do that. So, because like as you know, I'm training out of India, Bangkok, and my mom is there with me. My sister's studying there, training there too. But my dad is in India because he has a business and he has to look after the factory and stuff. So he just like comes every 2 months and something. But that sacrifice, I think, is paying off, and I'm so grateful to my mom and dad for doing all this for me.
That's lovely to hear.
Yeah, like moving on, like you've been a woman who chose sport, like to make a career and make it big. So for most of the women, like it is a challenge wanting to, or like for little girls as well, when they choose sport and they want to make a career out of it and they want to pursue it professionally, and not all the time, like they receive that kind of support. So there is always like a journey of like struggle and like the experience in general of like being a girl and wanting to pursue sport professionally. So like how has that like entire experience been for you being a woman and wanting to pursue sport?
Yeah, so for me, I think honestly, it's been a bit easier than all the other women, touchwood. It's so like my mom, dad, my family, my coaches, my teammates, and everyone has been so supportive. And like while growing up, it was always like I belong there as much as anyone else, and like same they support my sister too, like the same they used to do with me. But I know the challenges, like many women, most of the women face challenges, and most of the common ones would be, I think, um, you know, not being able to sustain and like for example, if I take swimming, like just like swimming is a phase and it's very temporary, you can't be doing long term, you can't dedicate your life to it. But I think that is not true. Every race I do, every medal, every early morning I'm getting up, it's just not my personal win, but also like an example to all the other women that they are also capable of all of this, and I know it's not going to be easy, but to never give up, I think that is what I would just like to say. Challenges will come and go, but it's your dedication of how you want to pursue this, whether it's very serious or for enjoyment or for anything. It just comes from your inner self.
How young were you when you decided you wanted to pursue this professionally? Because you said you had mentioned it earlier, but what was that revelation and how old were you when you decided this for yourself?
I think I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's early or late, but so yeah, 12 years. Then I shifted to Phuket. I was training there under a Spanish coach there. For 2 years I trained there and then came back. But I went there only for swimming. So it was that the priority was swimming. And my schooling was online, sometimes offline. So it was just like on and off. But my school was very supportive in that. Even my college is now, touch wood, like I'm not having any problems with that. But I think when I was 12 years old, I had that in mind that now I don't want to go back. Yeah.
I think it's a common pattern I have noticed with athletes is that when they have decided okay they want to pursue this professionally at a young age, their education somehow somewhere follows. You know, like you have to make
Yeah.
adjustments, and it's only when those things are supported by, let's say, the school, the coaches, the parents, that's when you end up getting, you know, on a platform
100%.
somewhere later on.
Mhm.
But India mein there is this thing, the education is more important than
Yeah,
sports.
even now I feel it's there, and it's tough to change. It's slowly changing, but at least with my family that was never the case. I mean, my mom used to tell me it's okay, like you know, you just pass Toja, that's enough for me. You know, I mean that is something the parent won't even tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that thing for me. But I think you need to make sacrifices to reach to that level. Whether it's studies, whether it's staying alone, whether it's getting up early in the morning, whether you're tired, you're exhausted. I think all of that you need to sacrifice to reach to that.
Yeah, so there's this one question that like I have wanted to ask, and I wrote it down once, like you confirmed that you were going to come, and like you're going to be a part of the podcast, and it's something that I've heard quite a lot, because like swimming in general puts the athlete into the public eye in a very physical way.
Yeah.
And for a lot of, because I've read a lot of comments, I've seen a lot of people commenting, if like they see a girl coming out of the gym, or lifting heavy, or like has a broad back, they would be like, "Are you a swimmer holy?" Because uski back, she's a very muscular back. So I've always wondered, like, how has that been for you, being a woman and a swimmer as well, because people usually generalize or like stereotype women swimmers, and then like too much muscle, too bulky, or there are always like a lot of comments like that from
Yeah.
people. So like, would you like, has that impacted you in any way, positively, negatively? Like, have you ever like received such comments yourself?
So coming back to that, swimming so many hours in the pool with the training costume, of course it can be intimidating for sure. But for me it was very normal from early age, maybe because I like started swimming very early or things like that. But um, you know when you go to the pool, you see so many athletes, not just women but men, and judging them wouldn't be a correct thing. I mean, it's a tool that you grow with, and you've grown up with that body. So like, who are we to judge? I mean, and for me, I think I looked at it. I have had very healthy and respectful relationship with my body. So it is like, I have looked it in a different way. I have looked at, like, how it can produce so much energy, so much power, or like, how I can cut through water and like just not pay attention to what people are saying, because people will say,
Yeah.
their work is to say, to be very honest, and if you care about what all they say, then you can't really succeed in what you want to do. So I've looked it in a very different way, and maybe that is the thing that made all the difference. And I think you shouldn't just care about what you are wearing or how your body type is, because it is just there. You have trained it, you are grown with it. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
That's
So,
very inspiring.
yeah.
That's the secret sauce. The medals. That's lovely, honestly.
So like, just accept who you are. I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't matter how you look. I mean, just accept of like who you are.
And as women athletes, I just feel like there's just like some sort of added pressure that like you're fighting to first play, fighting to continue sport, and then you're fighting to be recognized because you've been doing this for a very long time and you want to pursue it. And then on top of that, after being recognized, we're fighting like, come help us, support us as well. And it just seems
Yeah.
like a never-ending struggle till the time like you're playing. And I feel like, and all of us carry that responsibility to like speak up and speak out. And like, do you think like being a woman athlete, that women athletes are, first of all, like, are they encouraged enough to use their voice? And like should we encourage women as well, like, to use their voice? Because let's say, like, we are women athletes, like me and Aditi, we started with this because we've lived this life, we've experienced it.
Yeah.
And we know what it takes to be a woman athlete and keep competing for years and years. It's hard work, it's early morning, it's managing your studies, it's getting a different job, because when you're like a man wanting to do sports, like, you don't really have that added pressure of working or like having a job as well. So, like, when we go back to that, like, all of it just came into life because we want to, like, bring a story like yours so that people feel inspired. So, like, what do you think, like, voicing and, like, bringing women and using their voices and everything, like, is it important to, like, do, like, how important is, like, that women step up and, like, they voice their opinions, and, like, they've been doing as well, but, like, where is it that we're lacking actually?
So as you said, I think over the years it has improved a lot, and women are now getting, like, they speak and are more vocal about things. But I still feel they do get conditioned on, like, being humble and apologetic and stuff like that. So if I talk about myself, I have had the opportunity that I was born in such a supportive environment with my coaches and everyone else. So I have never had that problem. So it was very supportive that I can, like, take a stand for myself and I can speak of what I think is right or wrong. But I think every woman, it doesn't matter if she wins a medal or not. We should listen to what women athletes want, whether it's asking for better facilities, financial support, and or a better place to train or anything like that. We should see whether she has won a medal or not. That is secondary, but to get there, to get to that podium, I think the journey, the progress, that matters the most. And so whenever a female athlete speaks, we shouldn't be saying, most of the people say that, oh, she's bored. We shouldn't be saying that. It's very standard, it's very basic. She can speak for what she wants. It's very basic need. So I think that is really very important.
Can you share, like, a personal story of, like, a struggle that you faced in life and, like, how you were able to overcome that?
Yeah, so many.
Yeah.
But the first one was, I think, around COVID. I was there in Bangkok, in Phuket, and I was training there. But COVID, of course, everything was shut down for 6 months, and I gained 10 kgs of weight. And of course, because I was not training, I was just eating and eating. To come back to my original form, I think it took me more than a year, and I think that struggle was real. Exercising every day, running, swimming more kilometers, and doing everything, but still, sometimes, like, the weight just doesn't go down. Cutting on my diet, and that was the first struggle, and then once I was back, then it was very smooth, and then I went to Australia. There were many challenges I faced there, and it just didn't work out well. And then I had the opportunity to, my mom dad gave me the option to choose either, you can study, because I'm doing Bachelor's of Sports Science.
Okay.
So either you study or you swim. And I think that time I just didn't want it to leave, because I was at that level where even if you want, you can't leave.
Yeah.
Like, so I left my studies there. So I did my first semester from Australia, and I left it there. I shifted to Singapore. I trained there and shifted to Bangkok. But then Bangkok suited me well because of the training and everything. It was more distance oriented, and it worked out for me. And studies also, I joined Jain University in Bangalore, so they are also supporting me. But I think that phase, that 6 months phase where I was not able to train, I was actually training in a public pool where I did not have a lane to train, when I did not have a coach to train with. It was terrible, but I think once these things happen in your life, you learn a lot from this.
Yeah.
You need to have these mistakes to actually learn from it, and that's how I think I ended up here. Otherwise, maybe something else was there.
Yeah. So was this before the medal you
Yes,
won at
yes.
Asian?
Yes.
Nice.
It was last year.
Okay.
Last year till June, till June I was there, and July I shifted to Bangkok.
Wow.
1 year of hard training. So hard training. Swimming so many kilometers and getting the kilometers right at the end, and gym sessions and everything. And after 1 year, the October meet
Yeah.
was pretty good.
And I think while you're sharing like your struggle, you mentioned that you moved so many countries and places as well, and that in itself is like a struggle to like find out what suits best.
Yeah.
And along with like the struggles in the journey, there's certain mental challenges as well that
There is.
come with the process. So like, what is the one most important thing that you think like your journey has been able to teach you, and like one mental trait, or like because a lot of the times I feel like the mental side of it is kind of like overlooked, and a lot of the times you're just like told to like डर वगैरह कुछ नहीं होता, अच्छे से खेलो, भूल जाओ.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's such an integral part and it's such an important part as well. So yeah, like being a woman, having so many struggles, like trying to find what fits you best. Like how has been the mental journey been for you, and what is like one thing, like trait that like you keep with you and that you've been able to learn?
I think going around the world, training at different places, different environment, different training patterns. I think to never give up, because I generally give up very easily. I'm a person that this is not working out, or maybe it's not meant for me, or something or the else. Some negative thought will pop out. So I'll just go in brief to that later. But it has always been challenging for me, and like in my head, like especially when this Australia thing was going on, I was like, what is the point of even swimming? I mean, why can't I just like leave everything and study? Maybe like I'll be able to help athletes later, or whatever I do later. And I told my mom, like I just went one night, I don't know what came in my head, and I straight away, and I told her that what is the point of even like for me to swim? I mean, there's nothing happening. What if I swim? There's nothing in future also, which is there, and all the overthinking and everything just came, and she's like, "Are you sure you really want to leave at this level?" And then I was like, no, but I also want to. So it was like mixed emotions. But then I think once you stop that overthinking, you calm yourself down, you just can't leave it. That just pulls you back, that you're not going anywhere. You're just here, and you're gonna achieve your goal, and then only you can stop whatever you're doing. So
as athletes ourselves, I think I have faced this challenge so many times. Like one competition goes bad, and then you just feel like, oh, why am I even doing this? I should just probably leave it. And then 1 week later you're back to training. So it's been like that. And all of this, so far speaking to you, it seems like you've been very resilient against all these comments and all. I kind of want to know how did you handle the challenges that came with it, like the internal pressures or the expectations of making it big, or how did you navigate around that entire situation?
So like just coming like in general, I used to have a lot of face a lot of challenges handling anxiety, nervousness, and like setting high expectations for myself, and like setting some high benchmarks, and fear of like not reaching to that, and so I used to have a lot of overthinking and stuff, and which used to impact my swimming in my early swimming career. But I think after that, I went. So I used to go to IG Stadium and do all the the mindfulness and like the visualization sessions, the breath work, and like so many machines to get like the focus back and like just to calm your mind and with patience. And so I think after that it really helped me not just to manage the pressure before the race but also the struggles and everything, just to stay a bit of like, just if there's like 10 negative thoughts but 2 positive, like just getting that positive thoughts into that negative, like what if it just goes out very very well, or just turning that negative to a positive mindset. I think that really helped me perform well. Yeah, because I was a child, used to have a lot of anxiety, lot of nervousness, and thinking a lot. But now at least I'm much better than how I was, and I've like improved myself and able to manage the pressure.
There are usually like stereotypes बहुत attached होते हैं, especially for specific sport and specific athletes. So like with swimming and you being a woman athlete, कोई ऐसा stereotype do you think कि in life एक ऐसा stereotype था that you would fear being judged, or like you were like anxious that you would be judged because of this stereotype, or like there was like something that you just like had to break through? If you could just like walk us through that, and like what did you do, like how did you just like get yourself back into the moment that when you go compete you're like fully present there?
I think जनरली यही बोलते हैं ना कि यार लड़कियों से नहीं होगा, लड़कियां क्या कर लेंगी, आता है like दिमाग में हर किसी के यही होता है. And of course, looking at swimming, there are male athletes who are performing much better than female athletes. But to you can't just be thinking about that कि यार नहीं कर सकते, नहीं होगा. So I think I kept that in mind and I was like यार नहीं यार ये तो होएगा ही, इतना ऊपर आ गया यार, इतना तो बनता है कि इतना तो करके जाऊँ. And of course I did train hard. I did the we had this camp in Ahmedabad before the event and everything went out well, and हर दिन यही हो रहा था, like 1500 race was on the first day and I was 4th in that just by like 5 seconds. So I missed that and I was like shit, I had only one opportunity कि मेरा 1500 में medal आ सकता है, वो भी miss हो गया आज. And then the next day I had 800, I was 6th, and of course I was not planning कि 800 में तो बहुत ही हो जाएगा, नहीं आएगा medal. 400 I had least expectations because as you cut down the meters it becomes more harder. So yeah, 1500 गया, I was like यार इस बार तो कुछ नहीं आना, फिर से वही होगा, participate करके हो गया. And all the men like male swimmers were getting medals. 1, 2 आ रहा है, relay में आ रही है, women's की relay में भी नहीं आ रहा है, and that just was there in the head and I was like यार किसी का तो आना है. And last day I think जब 400 था, I was very nervous because क्योंकि पहले 3 दिन I missed it and this was the last day, my last opportunity कि यार medal आ सकता है, and I had the lane 3, so that means I was 3rd at that moment before the finals. So I did my heats, I was standing 3rd and lane ठीक मिली थी, अच्छी मिल गई, and I did all the stretching, everything, warm up and everything properly. But उस टाइम रेस से पहले वही होता है यार, अगर आज मिस हो गया then what, that what if thought is so powerful that just everything it changes everything, the positiveness also to negative. But I was like कि नहीं यार अब तो नहीं छोड़ना है, लास्ट वनडे देखी जाएगी, हारूंगी जीतूंगी तो it's fine. And then I remember I was standing on the deck. I've told in many interviews, first time it happened I was standing on the deck, मेरा पैर ब्लॉक के ऊपर था, and so the team India said go Bhavya, go team India, and I had goosebumps from head to toe before the race. And I was like भाई अब तो चिल्ला रहे, अब तो नहीं छोड़ सकती, अब तो करना ही है. And yeah, that's how like I dived in. I sprinted the first 200 because that was the only opportunity. My whole strategy was to go to first 200 to sprint fast and then just maintain it. Because if I start slow, then anyways I won't be able to catch up later.
Yeah.
So I was second till the 300 mark. I was coming second,
Wow.
but when we like touched the wall, it was only 2 seconds that I came third. But that feeling was something else. I mean, just getting the medal first. It was my first medal in an individual race. So I've got a medal internationally for India in a relay in 2019. But this one was my first individual medal. So I think the happiness was out of the world.
And that too, it wasn't even your main event.
Yeah, it was one of the main events, but yeah, 400, 800. But I was not expecting it.
And as you said, you were like a long distance swimmer.
Yeah, but I do swim 400 and 800 and 1500, not 200. I swim for fun, like 200, but like my events start from the 400.
Which stroke do you swim?
Freestyle.
Oh,
Freestyle.
nice.
Yeah.
It used to be called the American crawl, I think. Or
I think
crawl.
long time back
Yeah,
though, yeah.
So that's
Um,
the story of what was going on in your head before. I was wanting to ask that, but you answered it
Yeah.
yourself. And it's lovely because मुझे खुद यहाँ बैठे
So when we talk about sports, usually what differences are जाते हैं when we talk about men's sport and women's sport separately. So do you feel कि women's sports को like they get fewer opportunities, fewer resources, or sponsorships or scholarships, and like you know कि difference है कि कैसे men swimmers को या men athletes को and women swimmers and women athletes को treat करा जाता है?
yes, so I have like had this experience. It's very tough to get scholarship, sponsorship opportunities for women. Even like at this level, being the first Indian woman to get a medal at Asian Aquatic Championship in Ahmedabad, even I find it tough. I don't have any scholarship, and it just adds the burden to my parents. Nothing else. I mean, they are supportive, they don't say anything, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, the dedication and the things you put in the sports, you want the support also. Like people who train abroad like me, who are doing high performance training outside India, and all the struggles they are facing, living alone and all the thoughts that come, I think that support is needed. It's very tough to get scholarship opportunities in women athletes. Like as you compare to other sports like cricket, it's totally different. Like you can see it's like very different. So I think if that investment part is there, I think women athletes can push to their full potential. Because I think there is lot of passion. There's lot of that inner thing that you want to do for women, but it's just that the investment, the support, the financial part that is missing, and that's why I think women athletes fear to doing a professional sporting career or competing nationally, internationally.
Seems like there's not even an opportunity for making a career in this space.
Yeah.
Like for me as a weightlifter, it's very hard to do because there's very less sponsorships or even government money that comes in, especially in Delhi also. That's the हर एक state में अलग होता है.
Yeah, but Delhi is even like for my like national games and all, also like the financial part is very less, and sometimes it just doesn't come. So I can't. I don't want to elaborate more, but I know what I know. You get what I mean.
Yeah. We all know what is being spoken or unspoken right now. But हर एक स्टेट में अलग होता है, and वो opportunity create करना भी बहुत मुश्किल होता है. It's like it's not even a viable career option for us to think of it, and then to sit here and then call ourselves, like a swimmer or a weightlifter or a footballer. बहुत सारे आंटी अंकलों को लगता है कि ये हमारा हॉबी है, कि तुम हॉबी की तरह कर रहे हो. Even after reaching the international levels, it's considered as a hobby.
हाँ कि और क्या किया तुमने लाइफ में, like that question comes कि और क्या, अच्छा ये तो कर लिया, और क्या किया, but that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
यही है, मतलब I have given my life to the sport, that is
Yeah.
all I want to do. मेरे को और कुछ करना ही नहीं है. And I chose Bachelor's of Sports Science just because I can stay connected to sports.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would have done like something not related to sports.
Yeah.
So
And like that kind of support and like financial resources, everything acts like a reinforcement, like the hard work that you're putting in at the end of the day feels like a target or like a motivation, like you know, to keep
Yes.
working and keep doing
Yes.
hard. And I think especially like you know, like you mentioned कि हर state में भी differences होता है. 2 years ago also I played Asian Games and there was the support, the kind of support जो बाकी athletes को मिला अपने अपने state government से, that sort of lacks in Delhi, and I feel like we don't. That is the one of I feel like that is one of the reasons we don't see a lot of athletes coming out and
Yeah.
choosing the sport professionally.
even I think the way parents think in India, it's very different. I mean, I think it's more towards education and like study oriented, and not something, okay, sports will be there, school mein kar liya, okay, like you did it, fine, but you know, at the end of the day, they want you to be doctor, engineer, and like whatnot. And there are very few athletes I see in India. Swimmers, so like just forget it. There will be like out of 100, there'll be only 2 who are, you know, still doing it.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, that needs to change. Then only we'll be able to change the whole India. First, the state needs to change.
Yeah.
If that is only not there, then it's very tough to promote sports in Delhi.
That's why we get more athletes, especially swimmers, come out of Bangalore or even
Yeah.
south of India.
Yeah.
Because जितना मुझे पता है, there's now organizations like Reliance and Jindal Steel who are interested in promoting sports. They're doing only a handful of sports.
Yeah.
Swimming is one of those sports, and उन sports को पैसा मिल रहा है, but उसी region से. It's not happening as a pan-India phenomenon, which is also like we as athletes and female athletes or whoever it may be, हमें लगता है कि यार अगर पैसा नहीं है तो क्यों करें, एजुकेशन में पैसा है तो वहीं चलता है, बट इवेंचुअली आई फील एथलीट्स को भी एजुकेट करने की ज़रूरत है कि तुम यू नो स्पोर्ट्स कर भी रहे हो, बट इफ़ यू स्टडी अलोंग साइड और एजुकेशन में तुम्हारे स्पोर्ट्स के पैरेलल हो सकते हैं, यू कैन ऑलवेज रिमेन कनेक्टेड टू द स्पोर्ट्स. बिकॉज लाखों में एक मेडल जीतता है, इट्स नॉट लाइक कि यू नो हर एक बंदा मेडल जीत रहा है. So every someone or the other is gonna have to look for a different alternative career path, and there are multiple jobs in sports and you know the sports industry which remain unexplored because हमें चाहिए government में job, railways में job, army में job.
Why thinking is like that?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't change. That will only change when we have money in sports.
Yeah.
I think, and I think at this level you need that support. It's not just motivation. Money is not just motivation, but it also helps me if I get it. It also helps me train abroad. It's because now if I train abroad, I'm training by myself, like you know, by my parents supporting me, their money. But I think at some point of time it just becomes too much, because we have taken a rented house there. Our house is here too. There are like 2 houses you need to take care of, and it just, you know, everything just becomes double, and then the currency exchange rate is also double. So everything just adds up, and I think if there is like more, again, if there's more opportunities for women athletes, 100% we will, you know, win a medal at international stage. 100%.
What do you think? Why has India not really performed at you know the top tier levels in swimming? Let's talk about Olympics or even the Commonwealth. We don't hear about these stories. What do you think needs to be changed, and you know what would you change actually if it came to that, so that India performs? We want to see you know like medals like yours come home.
Yeah, true. What I think is firstly the sponsorship scholarship part, which is very important, so crucial at this time. Like for me, if I take my example, it's very crucial at this time, because then if this time is over, there's no point if I get after this.
Yeah.
It just it's just no point. So I think that is one. And then, if we set up like more training camps and like call like foreign coaches, and if we do all of that, I think we'll be able to perform well.
Yeah.
And also the mindset, the people's mindset needs to change,
Yeah.
which is tough. I know it will take time, but yeah, especially like some states like Delhi,
Yeah.
for example, like Bangalore and all still has like pretty good swimmers,
Yeah.
but still I think that the mindset needs to change
Yeah.
from just enjoying and having fun to like just trying one attempt in competitive sports.
Yeah. So usually क्या होता है, we get support after we achieve a medal. And journey को कोई देखता नहीं है, nobody cares about that. They only think कि oh, इसने World Cup जीत लिया, इसने ये कर लिया. Then they start looking at your life and then they start scrutinizing you and breaking you down further and further कि oh, इसने why is her hair color, why is she wearing makeup, why is this, why is that. Sports puts you in a very like public eye.
Yeah,
You know, once you have made it, but nobody's there to see you till you make it.
Yeah. I think same with me. Sorry if I'm interrupting you, but same with me. Like Asian Aquatic Championship. Before that, nobody knew me. But once I win the medal, there are more people who know me, and that's what the sad part is. I mean, no one sees the journey behind. They only see the medal. Okay, medal is beautiful. It is, but it's just the final frame.
Yeah.
It's nothing that you've worked hard, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So nobody looks at that, and I think that's what I would like to like just share with you guys. Like I want like most of the people look at is the journey behind and not the medal. Because even if you don't get a medal, that doesn't mean you haven't worked hard.
And this just like resonates so much.
Because it has happened to me a lot of times when I have worked hard, like worked so hard, but I haven't have won a medal, and which is fine. It's because sports is not about just winning.
Yeah.
It teaches you a lot of other things also, which is very important in your day-to-day life also, I feel.
For sure. Going on to that, I wanna know one message that you would tell to your younger self, today.
Oh, probably I think to not stop when your mind says stop. Because okay, so like when I was young, probably I just want to see, when I feared, when I just wanted to stop, when I didn't wanted to wake up for the morning sessions, when I had that struggles, when I had anxiety. I think all that just helped me reach here. So I think to never stop when your mind says, that's enough, you're not able to do it, or all the negative thoughts. To just take a moment, calm down, and just like start from the beginning again. I think just tell that. And to all the younger girls also, I would like to say that it's not about winning. It is definitely not about winning, but the journey matters. The journey. It's okay if people don't see it. It's okay, but at the end of the day, there will be one day where you will be happy of what you have done, what you have achieved in life, and I think that will be the best moment in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very inspiring as well. And
Thank
yeah,
you so much for having me here.
Yeah,
Just to share my thoughts.
yeah, and like you said, like it's important, like the journey is important, and we just want to make sure that we're able to make sure that it reaches the people, and people are able to resonate at that they're not like alone in the process, and like they're not the only ones. But it is okay to feel a certain way, and it is like the struggle is a part of it, and you only come out of it stronger.
Yeah, it's okay to not be perfect. It's perfectly, you reset
Yeah.
and then you come back again, which is
Yes.
perfectly fine.
The medal that you have won, I mean, there's gonna be lots more, and I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
lot many in the bank. So
So thank you for coming today and sharing your story. It's been very inspiring to hear the journey behind the medals and the story behind the medals, because it's not always just about what people see on the TV screen, or a gold, silver, or like a bronze medal that you wear, or like the records. It takes literally everything to reach that level, and it's been very inspiring to hear your side of the story, and I'm sure like a lot of people are going to take a lot of learnings from it as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
When
much.
will we see you compete next?
So I'm competing from the 18th to 22nd, but it's in Chennai.
Okay.
But I'll let you know once it's there in Delhi. So
For sure.
so we can plan something and
Yeah, 100%.
you guys can come
Good
and
luck in your competitions.
thank you so much.
Many more wishes and hopefully
Thank
medals
you.
in the future. And
Thank you.
to catch you around on the pod again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for following along the episode, and we hope that you loved the entire conversation that we had today and the story that Bhavya shared. And if you would like to follow for more such content, please like, comment, and subscribe, or share it with somebody who would love to hear the story and the journey of women athletes in India. Thank you for following along.